mic'd up.
Starting the Parsha Vayikra. So, first of all, the Chazal tell us that they should teach Vayikra to kids. Okay, I don't know if you know of any yeshiva that does it. There are some former places that learn the first pasuk and then go to Bereshis, and some that may even go the first 9 psukim, the first parsha of Oila, and then go to Bereshis. That's not what it means. It's not a game that you start the Vayikra and then see, we did what it said in the Garbonim. Not baloney. The purpose of it is if you would learn Vayikra, they would never be doing Aveira in their lives. All the nisyonis of Chachayim would not become to them. The Yetzirah specifically would have the nisyonis of B'tochen, Amunah, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu, they wouldn't have. And if they wouldn't have it, they would be El Chiyidin. And that's what we steal from them by not teaching the Vayikra first. Another thing though, now who's going to do it? I can't tell you, because it's boring. So you list the principle. Why are you not teaching Vayikra? Because it's boring. So you teach them things you don't know anything about, like Bereshis. So therefore, what are you talking about? Okay, so let's understand what we're talking about. Vayikra is a little aleph, right? What's the little aleph? Well, the Bench wanted to say Vayikra with a big aleph, to be mafchim between Moshe Rabbeinu and Bilam. How you call it? I assume we're talking about Bilam more than anybody else, even though probably all the other Nevi'im are also Vayikra. But it's very distinct by Bilam a few times. The idea is because the Torah is only 2 Nevi'im. Don't ask me what this means either. Like come be Yisraelite Navi K'Moshe, Ava B'umis come, the Gemara says a man of Bilam. And so what he means, Bilam was as big as Moshe Rabbeinu. In what way was he as big as Moshe Rabbeinu? So the only thing that is Chaim al Torah, my time when I saw it was only on typewritten papers. I can't answer you. It's a sefer now. I think he said that his nevuah is Torah also. Exactly what the Torah of Bilam's nevuah is, I don't know. The only 2 Nevi'im that was Torah is Bilam and Moshe. Okay. Afal Pikein, Bilam's Torah is Vayikra. He knocks him out, and Vayikra, thank you, and Vayikra is Moshe Rabbeinu's Torah. So that thing is there. Now it would be covered and stuff like that, per and stuff like that. That's the differences. So the Rebbeinu put down the big aleph. Came along Moshe Rabbeinu and took it out. Why did he take it out? Because it's gaiver. You know, this is Taki. Where did they make the mistake by Miriam and Aaron? It says over there that they made the mistake on this thing. What is it? Gambonu diba Hashem, right? Therefore, and by us, we're allowed to live with our husbands and wives. And Moshe Rabbeinu is being a little too uppity over there. He's hostile, right? What kind of business is that? Right? They heard, Miriam heard from Tzipora that they veit, the thing doesn't. So it's what kind of business is this, right? Ben Emerson, the Rebbeinu tells them, you have 2 different nevuahs. You got your nevuah of Behaloim, and he's Pel Peh. And therefore there's a difference in the nevuah. Pel Peh is also. So that's why they didn't know about it, right? Even though Moshe was Vayikra, of course, there's no reason in telling anybody. The only reason I have to tell you is that you should know that this is Torah. So if it's Torah, machmas the nevuah of Vayikra, what difference it make? It's nevuah is nevuah. It doesn't make the Benshim. It's not the madrega of Nevuah that makes it Torah. It's the fact that this Nevuah is necessary to be Torah. And that's it. And this is Torah. Okay. That was what they put in. So they put in a little aleph. Covered Moshe, and the covered Ben Shalom. Now you have a kasha, a guy's learning it. Like it would be a big aleph, he wouldn't even think about it. Right? The Vayikra was because Vayikra. I learned it even with the little aleph. I didn't have a kasha. Right? That's the way they wrote it. So they wrote it that way with kasha. Right? But now I have a kasha. Why is there a little aleph over here? So you learned that because Moshe. So now that's the biggest guy in the world. That you proved, I was such an honor. I wanted to put down Vayikra, that's the biggest guy there. So what's pshat? What Moshe Rabbeinu was doing was he was showing them that there's no mile in being bigger and smaller. In other words, you want to put in a little hours that you know the differences. The fact that I'm Vayikra and Bilam's Vayikra, that has nothing to do with me or Bilam. That has to do with the Rebbeinu Shlom's matana to us. That he made me into Vayikra and he made him into Vayikra. Into the thing. All the madrege that I have, everything that I have is from the Rebbeinu Shlom. The Rebbeinu Shlom gave me the Kishronis. Obviously he didn't do any Averas, so he kept up that Kedusha. But the idea is the Keiches are the Rebbeinu Shlom's. So therefore, there's no covet in this. It's just the point that you understand it. And once you understand it, I'm just another keach to show whether it's Vayikra or the Vayikra, it's all B'nai Hashemayim. Anyway, and he says, what I want you to tell him, I want you to talk about a korban oila from an animal, and he gives us this. You have the ox, the sheep, the goat, the bird. They're all called oilers. They're different costs. I mean, why are you having different prices on an oiler? If it's a point of a certain dedication, so there's a certain madrege around there. No, it has nothing to do with it. We want an oiler from everybody. Anybody can afford it. We want an oiler. Okay. So what is it that Torah wants in an oiler? And then maybe we'll even understand why an oiler is mechaper at the same time. Now with like this, you don't find that an oiler was given for kapara at the point. Later on we have psukim that we know about it. So what is it mechaper for? It's mechaper fanese. Why fanese? But on the positive part. So pshat's like this. A person somewhere along life has to make a declaration, and sometimes we even require it. Erev Yontif, has to be an Elasri, and a Chigiga he has to bring. When he comes, every Yontif to Yerushalayim, so he has to have 3 at least a year. He's going to bring 3 oilers. Okay. A guy brings an oiler. What's he bringing it for? He wants the. We want to. Every one of us claims to be a Baal B'tochen. I believe in God. I trust God. He gives me everything I have. Yeah. Let's see. Do you really believe it? Of course I believe it. What do you think? Right? I don't have to prove it. There's no way I can prove it. So maybe I can say anything I want. Doesn't make a difference. No one's impressed. But here is a way of knowing for yourself and a way of making that declaration. In other words, if you're able to make that declaration, it counts for something. I can believe this way, you live that way, and things will happen for you because of that. How does he do it? He takes a behemoth or anything, and he burns it up completely destroyed. There is no benefit to any human being from it. Every of the korban, everything that's mutter to eat is eaten. whether it's only for the Kohanim or it's for the Balbatim and the Kohanim, it doesn't make a difference. But everything that's mutter to eat is eaten. Only korban that you don't is the korban oil, that you have to bring it. That you burn it all up. So you're wasting it. What's the tachlis of it? Okay, the Bensham is not interested in just wasting behemoths and stuff like that. I think that. And he doesn't need your behemoths either. He doesn't eat, he doesn't smoke, he doesn't need this. So what is it behemoth telling me? The Tain is telling you this. The pshat is, I believe that everything that I have is from Reuven Shalom. And I'm taking something that I hold as choshuv. That's why there's different prices. Some people hold less than $10,000 in it in choshuv izach. So therefore bring a $10,000 korban. Somebody holds $50 is kosher, bring a $50 korban. $25, I mean $25. Like $2 is kosher, bring a $2 korban. That's the person that being there. What you hold is choshev and waste it. But you don't just waste it. Some way I can do that now. That's called baltashkas. Obviously, it's talking a mitzvah. It's a shocking declaration that I'm making al mizbeach and stuff like that. And it's a reich nechoyach. And you shecht it. And when you shecht it, you say, the Bensham wants me to have it, he'll give me another one. Right? So it's no problem. I don't lose anything by giving this one up. He'll give me another one. It's the mitzvah. If he doesn't want me to have it, I won't have it. I have no problem with that. Okay. So that's what you do. If you feel, oy vey, just lost $10,000, they shecht it, then you failed the test. You failed the test, then you have to bring, it doesn't come chul lazore, because the Bensham made reich nechayach Hashem. You put the fire down first, so it's reich nechayach Hashem. You were doing a mitzvah with it. But the tzis is, you're not that bal b'tochen. That's what you learn from it. You learn that you're really not what you thought you were. I just thought I was. But then as there, we can't prove ourselves. There's no way we can prove that we're bali b'tochen. But in their time, we were able to prove it by bringing the korban. And by bringing the korban. So now why is it mechaper? Because just like b'tochen, there's different madreges in b'tochen, right? In a lav, is every frumi yid probably never did a lav, or hopefully never did a lav. He can eat taufas. He was mechal Shabbos, right? He didn't eat chaylev, whatever they think. He didn't do any lav. Now there's some he doesn't know about, so then he may have done it. But he didn't. No one does an avera lav, right? An essay, everybody has to do, but how many people can do an essay? Very few people, if any. In other words, why? Because did you have the proper kavanas? Did you do it the right way and she wanted it done? Or you just yitzig in the mitzvah? I had to do it, so I did it. But did I really do it? That's the point. So therefore, this is a korban that you're trying to prove a madrege to a point of that I'm able to do it b'shleimus. So therefore, it's a kapara for a mitzvah that you find hard to do b'shleimus, and therefore, for not being able to do b'shleimus, that's what the kapara is. That's what the Shiva learned. Osisi kechol asher tzisani by bikurim, not bikurim, by meiser, by vidu meiser. Who can say I did everything you told me to do? But you can't do such a thing. Aber the mice is that's what you've got. He said also used to say to she said when a Kohen Gadol on Yom Kippur says of Isi Chatosi of Isi Pashaiti. Is he a liar? Aaron Kohen did Averis. Ezra Kohen did Averis. Shem Natzarik did Averis. What Averis did he do? So what are liars? No, but Nessa, it's Shaykh. Because Nessa, nobody can say I did perfect every time. The thing though, I didn't do it. I didn't link Krishma so well today. I didn't listen to it the right kavanas. I didn't do it all the kavanas I needed or whatever it is. So therefore that's mechaper for the S's.
How did the Shaykh say Pashati on the essay? How did the Shaykh for Shimon HaTzadik to say Pashati on the essay?
Why he didn't. I was why the pshat the pshir. Yeah. The pshir is why I'm too tired to do it. That's it. You have to have kavanah for every word in Krishna. Okay, yeah, I have kavanah. What? Tomorrow. Leave me alone for today. I said Krishna. Yeah. So, but for Krishna, he did for a different one. Whatever it is, it doesn't make a difference.
Isn't bitachon?
Sorry.
Does it bitachon mean you want something from Hashem?
Bitachon means I trust in Hashem. I trust him. Do you trust him? Yeah, as long as I think it's going my way. Right?
So when you give a carbon, we're giving a carbon, giving up something for Hashem.
I don't hear. I don't know why I don't hear, but I don't hear.
When you're giving a carbon, the bitachon over there is you're giving up something for Hashem. Not that you trust. What's the trust?
Anyone closer can say it.
By a carbon, you're just giving up something from Hashem. But you're not showing that you're trusting Hashem.
Yes, I do. I'm wasting $10,000 and not feeling that I wasted $10,000 because I say that the bench wants to give it to me back, he will give it to me back. I'm not losing anything by it. That's what he's doing. And if he thinks that I just lost it, he just flunked. That was not the point. That's the thing there. Everybody, we all claim we trust in God, yet we're running to the doctor. The doctor, the Zeg you said you believe in God, so what are you going to meet with the doctor for? Right? But the truth is, I don't. That's the thing. But I do. So the pshat is, that's the pshat of Madrege. Okay. Then it's, those are the different korbanos and the different things. Yeah. So now, what does it do is affect in Yonim that in Bismana, when they first gave the mitzvah of a korban oila, there's no thing of a mincha and a sochem with it. After the meraglim, it says over there in Shlach, it says over there in the Shlach that there's now whenever you bring a korban oil or a korban shlomim, you mechuyev to be meisif a mincha or a thing, and the sochem. So what pshat in that? In other words, it was a korban, it's a madrege. I reached madrege of oil. So what's pshat the madrege of oil without the madrege of mincha? Would be, let's say, someone's in business. And as they say, he believes the Beinishim is the one that gives him the panosa. So when I remember, now you have in Brooklyn, the different Brooklyn, the east side, okay. In Brooklyn, you have different electronic stores in different areas. Right, and there's this one's the one to go to. There's this one to go to. They said that was because why should I come in and take away your customers, whatever it is, or you take my customers? So we make them in different areas. In the east side, they all used to be on one block. From Essex, from Canal Street up to Essex Street, all the electronic stores. On Suffolk Street, all the butcher shops. With an S also, you had all the matzo bakeries and all the tinsmiths were in the basement, and all the matzo bakeries on top, one next to the other one. No such thing. Not for you there you want to go. You went straight down the block. You can go to anyone you want. Stanton Street, no. Stanton was this way. It was going this way. Okay, I don't remember it. Anyway, Suffolk, there's another one that was on this side, towards where the houses are. Okay, I don't know what. Okay. Anyway, that's where they were, and the tinsmiths were underneath it. So it doesn't make any sense business-wise. I mean, it don't make any sense. And I'll tell you about them more than that. Some stores were just a mom-and-pop store. Some stores were real fancy stores. Some stores were rough guys. They didn't listen to you at all. Well, what do you want? And stuff like that. And other guys were very gentle, very trying to be silly. And Lemaisa, some were rich and some were poor. And the difference in price from one store to the other was a quarter. That was the whole difference. So it wasn't different. Why? Because going into my store is nothing up to do with me. It's up to the Reuven Shlit. We're all on one block. Why did you pick to go into this store and not into this store? That the Reuven Shlit sent me there. He puts it to seichel, the mind in my mind. Maybe I want to go over there. I saw the window, what he's got in the window. Let me see what he's got at the side. Whatever it is, the Reuven Shlit does that. So it's doimit to an animal. What do I mean, an animal? A guy can have a pet, right? And a pet, he takes it to the vet. He feeds it. He takes it for walks. He does all the good sachen that you have to do for a pet. But he can't guarantee the pet will live. You can drop that on him, right? There's no guarantee for chayim, right? That's a store. A store is I can make it as nice as I can try to make it to make you want to come into my store. I advertise like this. I give out lollipops to the kids. Alle gute Sachen, but there's no guarantee you'll walk into my store. That's up to you to walk into my store. In the case of the Reuven Shlit will give you the idea to walk into my store. So therefore, an oila, the panose of a store is an oila. Aber l'maisa, let's say I'm doing with my flesh and blood. Let's say I'm a ditch digger, and I'm a strong guy, and I make money. So therefore I say, I'm the one that did this, right? The Reuven Shlit didn't do that. I did it, right? So for that one to understand that also is min hashamayim, that's the Yural of Malachas of a pas. That's a mincha. You're bringing in bread, so you work like a feld. You should understand that's also God gave it to you. Okay, well, more nefesh kisachet. Okay, nefesh kisachet. You're giving it with your, not only the poor man, but even the rich man is giving you with nefesh to understand that my nefesh is also not mine, not me. So before the maraglim, there were two madregas. You could reach the madrega of oila, but you never reach the madrega of a mincha. So, okay, teichet asach. That came to the maraglim. If you're half by madrega, you're not all the way, you'll end up as a maraglim. You have your own ideas, your own things. You don't have to accept this thing. You don't have to do this. That's the problem. After the Meraglim, the Reuven Shlit said, from now on, you want to bring an oila, you have to bring a mincha with it. If you don't reach the madrega of a mincha, don't bring the oila. I don't want the oila. It's not good enough. You have to have both. If you don't have both, it's nothing. So what's the nesachim though? The nesachim is that I enjoy what I'm doing. That's wine. Nesachim, that's the samach vav emish. Makes you happy. What's happening? It's got to do with an oila. It makes me that this approach that I reach is, I feel menuchas hanefesh. I feel a satisfaction in this thing. Then you can bring it. That's the point. So that exists in the thing. So yeah, the hecham madrega is the mincha. And the mincha is already the madrega to realize that everything is min hashamayim. Everything I make, everything I share for me to do, is all these things are gifts from God. With all the kishrenis I have, all the keches I have, all the possessions I have, all of these are min hashamayim. And therefore it's all min hashamayim, it's something good. Okay. And there's different types of minchas, but all the idea is the same thing. Okay. Now, what's the purpose for shlomim? In other words, the concept of shlomim. So the Shiva learned it's mishuchin gavoya koch. To remember that everything we eat in this lifetime is mishuchin gavoya. What happens normally, right? I don't like this, right? I don't want to eat this. You eat this thing. You're very, what do you call it? And very insulting to the food, right? I don't buy this, I don't eat this. But, liyitzur, you have to. What do you think? It's edible. I mean, let's see, not I have to. A korban. You're going to eat the korban. Yetzer Hashem, the korban Pesach, we're all going to eat, right? Now the korban Pesach is going to be made from all the parts that are edible in this goat or sheep that we're going to bring, right? Whether it's the brain, whether it's the spleen, the liver, we're going to get gazayis of it, and that's what we're going to eat. I don't like liver, right? I don't like the brain. I don't like this. I don't like that. I want the rib steak. I want the lamb chop. I want the this, whatever these things. No rib steaks there. So I want the lamb chop. Okay. Anything there, right? You're not going to have a choice. They're going to give it to you. There's going to be 100 guys on your korban pesach, on your little sheep there, and you're going to get one kazayas. That's it. And whatever one you get, you're going to eat it. You're going to make a bracha on it. Right? You're going to make that bracha with simcha. How can I do it? I don't like this. And how am I now without gagging? How am I going to eat it? So the Shiva used to always point out, if a guy, he used to say, go to a Rebbe, then he put in the president. First a Rebbe or president. The guy doesn't like tea. There are many people that say, you have a cold, have a glass of tea. Right? I don't like tea. Right? So you don't drink tea. Okay. I'm not sick, I don't drink tea. Right? Whatever it is. Okay. So this guy, he was by the Rebbe, and the Rebbe gave him a glass of tea. And he comes out, and his friend asked him, he said, oh, what was by the Rebbe there? Oh, we drank tea together, and we had this thing. Tea? You don't like tea? Oh, I didn't even feel it. It was such a ruchniistic experience that I didn't even margish that I was drinking tea. In other words, tea was that's how I got that ruchnius, was through the tea, right? That gishmak I drank with the president, the queen, who was serving tea. So I drank tea, and I enjoyed the tea, right? Because the guy that whatever it is there. I just remember who's giving you the tea. That's what you remember. Mishulchan gavoya koachla. The Penishlam's giving you the food. So what are you complaining about? You think, oh, you can eat it. It's not going to kill you. Anything over there. That's what it's supposed to be, the idea, the symbol for yourself. If you eat the things the right way, if you eat the things, do the things the right way, there's a different feeling about what you're doing. It's not a feeling just my physical thing of filling up. There's a ruchnius behind the gashmius. And therefore you can have that kind of your feeling. That's what you're supposed to have with life. Okay, so he has there for different things dorten, and this in there. Then he talks about chatas. Now again, the chatas, there's reason why they bring you for korban. I guess I'd go for noshim too. Is simply an idea of what's supposed to be happening to a person who doesn't have Vayikra really, and this is the kapara that you're getting So therefore you should understand what you did, and you should understand what's happening to you, that you're forgiven. Okay, Baruch Hashem. Okay. So it talks about the Melech HaMashiach. I mean the Kohen HaMashiach. He has to bring a korban chatas. He brings it on a par. And there's a funny thing about him. He only brings lashma so'om, is the lotion that's used. I think Rashi is the one that should say it. Lashma so'om et roshein chayiv ele behelam dova im shigas maise k'moi shenemar lashma so'om. Normally we do an Vayikra on a chorus. We do b'shaygig. We didn't know there was such an Isa, or we forgot there was such an Isa. So you have to bring a chatas. A Kohen Gadol doesn't bring a chatas for that reason. He only brings a chatas if he paskined it was muter, and then he ate it, or did it, whatever it was there. Like just like Ashmas Hom, when Sanhedrin paskin it in, so then there has to be a flavor soil does it. So then there's mechuyev to bring a korban that the Sanhedrin has to bring. But only on a psak. In other words, they pass the wrong psak. What about a regular Vayikra that the Kohen Gadol does? There's no kapara for a regular Vayikra for Kohen Gadol. A Kohen Gadol has no right to forget and has no right to have never learned. He has to know everything and at all times. There is no such thing as having a thing that I forgot. Or never got there yet. You're Kohen Gadol. You're the leader of Klal Yisrael. You have to have everything. The only thing by you is Shayach, only Ashma So'om. If you paskin the Shaila that you held, it was mutter, and then you did it, then you have to bring up. The other one's no forgiveness for. That's not a mile, it's not a song that there's no forgiveness for it. It's not pshat, there's a mile, you see, you don't even need forgiveness for that. No, you need forgiveness, so you don't get it. It's not to give it to you. Okay. And that's when Seforim, nobody eats that, the same thing goes when Sanhedrin makes such a thing. Then you have it for Nossi makes it. So you also to understand he's different than others, that he has no, but he already can do Averas. I mean, he needs kapara for doing a regular Avera. And, yeah. So he brings a zocher, a goat. And a regular person, to know the differences of the madriga, the responsibilities that we have, so the mafresh and the korbanos, we bring a female, with a goat or a sheep. Now, in the parsha of the sheep, there's a very interesting lashon by the regular person. If you bring a sheep, right, you bring it to keva, okay, and you do it, and then the tam chatas vetzboy, then there's kol chelbo yoseh kashe yotzar chelev hakesev mizevach hashlomim. There's two words for a sheep, keves and kesev. So just an exchange of the two letters, the shin and the chof. What does that mean? Keves and the vez and the shin. What basically you're talking about? It sounds like this. Rashi says it's interchangeable. I don't remember where the Rashi is there, but Rashi says they're interchangeable. I went through I tried. If I miss places, I can't answer you. But I think I went through all the 24 written books on all the Lashonis of Yahav, Kevis, and Kesef. And it came out to me this way. Now, there's a few places I have to answer, and I'll have to answer a couple of places here. That the word Kesev is used for Chulun and Kochim Kalim. And Keves is used for Kochi Kadoshim. Okay, so now using that klal, how do we change it? So it says over here, he's talking about a Zevach HaShlomim, right? And he uses the word Kev Sev, right? It's called where is it? It's called Chelbo Yosef Hashiyusa Chelev HaKesev B'Zevach HaShlomim. So he was already a Shlomim, and it's Kesev, right? On the Oyla, the thing there. Let's go back to the Oyla. He calls it also V'emen Atzayin Kobar Min HaKsavim. Why is he saying HaKsavim? Because it was not yet made into an Oyla. So therefore it's a Kasev, it's Chulun. When it becomes the Oyla, it's a Kevis. So this is the differences. So now the Kachim Council. That was my raya from the way that he spoke. Because there's no reason if he's talking. He started off the parsha v'im keves yofi, right? So why did he supposed to switch to kesef all of a sudden? He's talking about keves. He's using one term. Why do you use the other term? To show you that this is for Kachim. Kachim is Kachim Council. That's what now, okay. So goes Chatas the Kochi. Now we have the next one is a Kochi is a Chatas Oil of Yored. Okay, it goes for three things. It goes for if you hear a shvua, if you make a shvua, or he's an edis. And he swears that's not an edis, or he's anything. Or the third, and Thomas make the Shikadesh. Yeah. So these are the things. And here it uses the lotion. What is this? What is the thing? So what's the korban he has to bring? It says should be kesef. Came out saying kisba. Use the word kesef, right? We just said it's for kochikalim. This is kochikochim. So you're not right. So I'm saying no. This is a kochikochim, but it's like treated like kochim kalim. Why is it treated like kochim kalim? Because everybody goofs in it, and everybody needs a kapara. That's why it's an oil of the yored. You have that regular chatas. If a guy can't afford a sheep, no kapara. You don't have a kapara, you don't have a korban. There's nothing you do about it. Here, you can't bring a sheep. You bring a bird. If you can't bring that, you bring two birds. Rather, if you can't bring that, you bring a mincha. So obviously we're trying to get a kapara for anybody to get. You did the Aveira. It's so common to do the Aveira. We want you to have a forgiveness from it. So therefore we treat it like that. So therefore it's for the kispa. So use the Loshi Kesef. Okay. Okay, that's, what do you call it? That's how the Yored, okay. What was the third one again, right here? This is the, this Aveira, as I say, it's common, especially the one about Edis. Nevi Shisov Shaman. Who ate a raw yoda and Vayagiv Nosavanya. How many times you'll have two friends who crash into each other? You have an accident, right? And you're standing on the corner, and they both run out of it, and they say, you saw what happened, tell us what happened, right? He said, no, don't get me involved, I don't want to be involved, right? That's the normal reaction. You're a shegitz. You got to bring your korban. You think because you have to say what happened. The guy may not like me. I'm like that. It's a tough look. If you tell the truth, how do you know you don't want to know the truth? Maybe they want to know the truth, not just to say because they like me. That's why you're going to say what the lie or something like that. Maybe you want to know the truth. What happened? We don't know. Okay. And then there was the thing of Tumas Nikadashiv. Yeah, that was that. And so that was one. Two was... and the third one, stop making a shvua. You think that's not common. I don't know if it's a shvua, not a shvua. I know the Gansa in the word promise. But how many guys say, I promise it's true? If you ever heard that, I'm sure there are people that say it. I've heard it many times. What are you praying? What are you swearing for? What are you making a neder? So why are you making a neder for? You're telling me, I assume it's true if you're telling it to me. No, I want to enforce my words. I want to promise you that it's true. You're shagets. Don't give me this promise business. Now, I don't do Bisham Dinde, but you land into trouble with that. So, okay. Then you have the union of Osham. Okay? And Osham is also its specialty. It has to cost you at least 2 silver coins. That's what it has to cost, the minimum. A chatas itself can be even they say danke pute would be enough, right? But for Osham, you need 2 silver coins. So let's see what the averos of an Osham are. One of them is you ate Asher Me'ilah. That was what you do. You went in the Hagdish and you ate something that belonged to God. That was not yours, but you didn't mean it, but you took it anyway. So the din is that you have to bring an Osham, you have to bring back the pay for the thing, and a chaimish more, and bring an Osham. Okay, that's one. Okay. Then the words though to put the Loshen here. Nefesh kisimo mal v'chota b'shgogo mikoche Hashem v'yayithinge v'hevi Hashem Hashem ayel del tomenatza in shkolim. Okay. Next one is v'nefesh zach v'shtos achas v'chometza shelzer. He has to bring an Osham Toli. He does an Aveira, but he's not sure he did an Aveira. In other words, there's a shayla in the machlekes how when you're Aver an Osham Toli, but the different to it, but the idea is there's chaylev and there's non-chaylev. There has to be 2 of them, or it's one thing I just don't know what it is, and I ate it, or whatever it is there. So it's interesting how you learned it. In Alamo, Yeshiva, the Mashgiach used to give over the taich of that why you bring an Osham Toli has to cost you money as opposed to a chatas, because the person has to know that he didn't have Aveira. Yes, no, you didn't have the fact that you know that you didn't have you always your Yitzhahor is to say, I probably didn't do anything wrong. So he's telling you that itself is not Veda, so bring an Veda. Okay, you're bringing the thing though. But the Shiva Zatzal, you can say it means the same thing really, if you think about it deeply. But from what I thought, Shiva said, you're bringing the Osham Toli, you don't remember what you did? How do you not know what you did? So it's a difference in attitude. How do you know what they did? That's why you're bringing an Osham Toli. Okay, you got that the Zufa deserves the chet that you don't know what you did. You actually did something, you don't know what you did. That was the biggest Aveira you can do. Okay. And that was from the Rosh Hashanah. Okay. Then we get to the third one. And it says, and listen to Loshen here because this is important. And this is the next lesson. Besides the learning everything's for Hashem, we learned before. Hashem gives everything. He made a me'ilah in God. Right? What was this me'ilah in God? What do you mean he made a me'ilah in God? He lessened God. How did he lessen God? You stole. That's what you did. You were dishonest. So what's that got to do with God? What you're saying is, by stealing, God doesn't want to give it to me, I'm taking it. Oh, you think you can take something God don't want to give you? That's a meal in God. You're saying God doesn't have the power to stop you. Okay, that's one way of learning it. On the other hand, you say something, God can't give it to me, right? He doesn't have it, so I have to take it myself. How's God not a banker? So again, you're mocked in the care of God. So you're more B'Hashem. So you're not when dishonest, you're not just being dishonest. I'm taking something. I'm very right. The guy had it. I'd like to have it. I took it. No. You took it. You said that God can't give it. I can take it and whatever it is. Then whatever. That's the aveira for stealing, and that's why by stealing, by the first mitzvah after Matan Torah we spoke about then was that it's Eved Ivri, which comes from Gezel, is because the Beniman says that you're not even a Jew anymore. I mean, you're an Eved Ivri. You can live with a shiksa. You can live with a Shifchik Kananis, which is also to Yisrael. Why? Because you're lesser now. You're an Eved, whatever you call it. You're not a full Jew anymore. And I think because you stole. You have that. If we teach these things to the kids, and the kids, you say, what do you mean touch the kids? Or get older, they have a yitzhar. That's not true. When you teach something to a kid, and he has no reason to disbelieve it, or what do you call it, he automatically believes it. You'll see sometimes, I don't know how common it is now, but when I was a kid it was very common. The mail truck would stop in front of the shul on the second day Yontif. Second Yontif or Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur they usually were off. And they came in to shul to say Yiska. What are you coming to shul to say Yiska for? You're a Shegitz in the first place. B'chal Shabbos, B'chal Yontif, B'chal Yiska, you can come and say Yiska. That's, I don't miss Yiska. I don't miss this, I don't miss that. Why not? Because when the time I was a kid, I saw my father was makbar on his Yiska, I'm makbar on Yiska. That's how I show my respect to my parents, whatever it is. I say Yiska for them, say Kaddish for them, and stuff like that. This is a Maila, the thing that, yeah, Maila. That's it. So if we would teach it to a kid before he has the Yitzhak, and the kid believes you when you tell him, the Beniman is the one that gives it to you. He believes it. He'll have kashas maybe or something like that. They'll understand it, but he can believe it. He's very pushy to believe it. But he grows up and said, there's no point in being dishonest. No point in being the thing that I'm not going to gain anything from it. So I might as well be honest. I have no Yetzirah. I have no Yetzirah at all. It's not a point to have a Yetzirah. I'm kavish. I have no Yetzirah if I would have taught it to you. But I don't teach it to you. So therefore I don't teach it to you. So all of a sudden I'd like to have what that kid has. So all of a sudden I have a Yetzirah. So that is the thing there. And this is 3 times in the Torah. The Torah tells it by Ivri, and here, and in Parshas Nosei. Says it again by Gezel Hager. Says if someone does not Vayikra, he's more B'Hashem. Means in Gezel Hager, he's talking about the same thing. Gezel is more B'Hashem. That's not the thing. It's the only Vayikra that's more B'Hashem. Any other Aveira, even bigger Aveiras than stealing. But they're not more B'Hashem. I have a Yitzhar. I couldn't be kavish it, so I did the Avera. The thing there. But this is, if I don't, there's no Yitzhar except the fact that you believe that's what the thing does. Go into kinnig, into all these, there's many, I guess all of these things are totally in the same thing. And the truth is, I think in a way, that's how sometimes the Benshim brings them into the Chet. What I mean to say is this, what was his name again? Madoff. Remember, he was the guy that stole those billions of dollars, right? Whatever it is, there. I mean, it was a Ponzi scheme. Whatever a Ponzi scheme is. The idea is, a Ponzi scheme somewhere after a while, you're going to have to go to jail. There's simply not enough for, as you keep growing, and you have to pay off to other people invest in you that you keep taking to pay off the other guys, right? There's no more people left in the world. Whatever it is, so somewhere along the line, it's going to catch up with you. So I had good years, let's say, good for many years. I lived a chazash life, right? But it's going to catch up with me, and I'm going to go to jail. Why would anybody want to do that? They're not afraid of jail. Okay, if not afraid of jail, it's a different story. But I'm assuming that jail is not a nice place to be. Right? Why would you want to do it? So I want to tell you that now obviously I didn't interview any Ponzi scheme people, so I have no idea in the thing there. But I assume, that only just was me, that I was really an honest person. And one time, let's say, you can build a ganze empire, or you say a guy has $200 billion, whoever's a guy, Amazon, right? Or Tesla, or whatever it is they don't have no $200 million. I may even be richer than them. What do I mean richer? They may not have any money that's liquid. Right? It's all a business. It's all tied up. Right? If it's tied up, means that something is built on something else. How do you build? How does a guy become rich now? Many people become rich. How do they become rich? They buy a house, right? Real estate's probably one of the easiest ways. Like I buy a house, right? And I put down a certain amount, and now I pay mortgage into the thing. I pay more, so now I have equity in this house. I can now put this equity down for another house. And I buy a second house, and a third house, and a fifth house, and a 100th house, and a 1000th house, right? And technically I own all these houses, right? If I don't pay the first mortgage, the thing there, the whole thing falls, right? Because each one is totally on the other one. And this has happened. So that's how a person can really know he's honest, is when he has a maisa where he can lose his whole malchus on the thing there that he still doesn't do anything. That's illegal. He happens to have, if he'd have now $1,000 to pay off his first mortgage, he'd be able to, he keeps his whole malchus of billions of dollars. If he doesn't pay it off, the bank will foreclose, the next one will foreclose, the next one will foreclose, and he's lost his whole wealth. He happens to have a mashkim by him for $1,000. And he says, well, the guy who has the mashkim by me, it's in his best benefit that I don't fail, right? Because if I fail, he loses his money too. So therefore, Mistama, 100% he's masking, I can take the money and use it to stop it, right? So once you ask him, somehow I'm not 100% sure, so I don't ask him. But on Tuesday, I should get my money back because the rents from that house should be coming in, and I'll be able to transmit it. And that's what he does. And if something happens and the houses don't come in on Tuesday, the money to pay back, and they foreclose, and they took your whole empire fell. So I can still pretend that no one knows the differences yet. They still think I'm who I am. So I keep investing and stuff like that now. How I pay off these guys, that guy, more people you best than me. Meanwhile, I live a little better for that week, a month. I'm going to jail anyway, so it doesn't make a difference. So the only difference is holding out for a few more months, years. Okay, so I'll try as much as I can, I will. That's the thing, otherwise it doesn't make any sense to me that a guy would do a Ponzi scheme. So it must be that I'm saying that they were forced into it, they were the thing though. Or by the Eilif, they would understand. That's Alpun Hashemayim. So what are you going to find? So what's the point of it? The Benshul wants it. I mean, you do everything legal that Shach to do, but you just don't go down the thing, because then you do an Avera too. I don't need the Avera for. That's the thing. Anyway, Afreil Champurim to everybody. They should have what do you call it? It should be a beautiful yontif. It's not Gula. We're heading into the Beniman Magula. It should be a Gula. Shleima for everybody. And Gans Kol Yisrael.